Hi guys, welcome to Interior Insights. I'm Jane and we are in the center of Nice in France, and we are standing in one of the most magnificent buildings in Nice, which was built in 1906 and is a building from the period of the Belle Époque. And what is so special about the Belle Époque period and everything, like what is so special about this apartment, I will tell you later in the video, so stay tuned. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. So as we enter into this beautiful apartment, we can see that it sets itself apart from all of the modern apartments that we have today, because everything we have here is original, and if you just have a look at it, you can see and tell directly that there was like a bankier living here, and it used to be the home of him. And these actually used to be drawing rooms, and this is the living room. It is very, very beautiful. And you can see that whoever did this, the designer of this place, was just a master at decorating and mixing different styles. And this is also one of the things that are like so cool about the Belle Époque style, because it is like a neo style, which means that they just reference different old styles. So you kind of like get to mix and match and pick what you like. And you can see that this is just really, really beautiful furniture. The room itself is very classical, and you can see that you have like a perfect symmetry to everything. You have all of this like beautiful plaster on the walls, or like the beautiful plaster on the ceilings, and the rosettes, also all still original from the Belle Époque period. And what really like breaks up this like beautiful symmetry and harmony of the room is the fact that you have all of these like differently sized furnitures in different shapes, different materials, and they are just like placed really loosely in the room. And I think this is like the mastery behind the room, that you have just really like this mix of like the old and new. Even though you have all of this like very old furniture, the way that it was placed inside the room is very modern. Like it really breaks up the symmetry of the room, and like a king would have never done this. Another really cool thing about this apartment is the fact that this is the only carpet in the apartment that was actually not from Madrid, but it was like purposefully designed just exactly for this room. And you can just see that it like really zones the room and really perfectly frames and like kind of pulls together all of the like loosely standing around furniture that we have over here. And also if you have a look at the different types of furniture, we can see that they're like from completely different periods of time. This is like more of a like very classical Baroque couch that you can still see, I believe, still has like the original fabric, whereas this is more like Danish, sleek lines, very modern, very like reduced to just like simple perfect geometry. And here again you have like this like lush leopard print, beautiful lounge chair. Or here we have a piano that is really nice and it looks really antique. And just the fact that this piano is standing here, you can like see how much art and like living in art and like being a part of art, how important it was to whoever was living here and to whoever is living here now. And I think that that is just really beautiful, that basically the whole facet of everything you can do and like ways to enjoy life are just being shown here. And all of the furniture that we have here is either found in France or from Belgium. For example, this beautiful Art Deco cabinet is from France, I believe. Or this beautiful chandelier was actually sourced in Venice, as all of the other chandeliers that we have in this apartment. And it's also from the Belle Époque time, and it's very classical, it's very beautiful. It really speaks to the heritage of this place. And you can see that if you have a big room such as this, you always need, like I always say, you always need a really big lamp to counteract the space. And you can see that there's nothing wrong, or there's actually a lot of things right, like mixing a very old, antique, classical chandelier with a very modern lamp such as these. And the other side, if we have a look at the side of the room, you can see that the windows really like frame the room and frame the garden, and you have a lot of natural light that comes in, which is just absolutely incredible. Here we have a little service area with incredible silver spoons and everything that are still like a heritage of the family, which is just absolutely incredible if you get to have that. As well with all of the paintings were also collected from the family or bought at certain auctions. And we can really see that the mirror here on this side of the room, I will show you the other room later, but you have a mirror on this side of the room, and it basically doubles and like enlarges the space, and it mirrors the exact shape and size and form of the beautiful doorway that we have here. And you can see that even though the room itself is square, you have all of these round and soft shapes that really just like, for example, like the round arch on top of me, that just really speaks to like the shape and organic forms of the Belle Époque that are also really inspired, like a similar time of the 1806 was also like Art Nouveau. And yeah, so you have all of these like floral shapes and motifs. As we enter, the living room seamlessly translates and flows into the bedroom. It can't get more magnificent as this. This table was also found in Belgium, which is just incredible. The fact that all of these furnitures are like sourced in different places. And this was originally a drawing room, as was the living room. And you can just see how beautiful it is. And here we have another really beautiful chandelier from the Belle Époque that kind of mirrors the chandelier that we saw before. And we also have the beautiful mirror that again mimics everything we've seen before. And the real like masterpiece and centerpiece of this beautiful bedroom is this table, because it is made from wood that has been found in Brazil, that is no longer available. It was originally sourced from Brazil, and it's just really beautiful, and it has all of these like silver details. It even has like this silver mantle, like silver frame at the bottom, which is just insane, because to these days, nobody like adds secret hidden pieces of silver anywhere that nobody gets to see. The design is absolutely beautiful and it's absolutely incredible. Another really cool thing about this place is the fact that all of the carpets, the owner also used to live in Spain and is originally from Spain, and he has all of these really magical, absolutely beautiful, for example, this one is an Art Nouveau carpets, and you can see the imprint over here. It says RFT, which translates to Real Fabrique de Tapis, which means they were made in Madrid and they were like a part of a collection of like the kings who used to live in Madrid. And also here we can see Madrid 1921, which just means that this carpet was made in 1921 and is like over 100 years old. And that is absolutely incredible. Another thing I really love is that even though like we have all of these beautiful antiques and all of these like beautiful vintage pieces, but the designer didn't scare away and didn't shy away from like breaking up this beautiful heritage and like telling the story by just adding something very modern, very like loud, and just like a neon yellow, neon green sofa. And I think that that's really cool. That just says like you have a lot of confidence in what you do. It's like a juxtaposition to everything else that you can see. For example, like the chandelier, just look at this. Can you imagine these two things being like standing next to each other? It's just perfect. Or here, I think my favorite piece so far is this just beautiful lamp. And also if we have a look at the beautiful artwork, just to get a glimpse of the diversity, we can see that this piece is very, very modern. It's just a red line that like, just a playful red line. Whereas this beautiful, gigantic centerpiece is like a really old heritage painting that is very antique and historical. The painting depicts a scene of like Venice and like the Venetian times, and really like tells a story of a lot of the designer items and the beautiful items that are here. I think that that's really cool. So this dining room always was meant to be a dining room, and you can see this in the beautiful rosettes that you have up in the ceiling. Because if you have a closer look, you can see like pineapples and lobsters and like fish and mussels like being just like painted onto the ceiling. I think it is absolutely incredible. I would love to have dinner under like a lobster. The chandelier is from the 18th century, and it's actually a Roman chandelier, and it is really cool. And I love how like the candles like really break up the design and are just like not too rigid because they're not straight, but they like really like loosen up the place. Another really incredible thing is this beautiful cabinet that is from the 17th century, and it is also Venetian. And this beautiful piece was passed down from his family, and it's just a really incredible piece to have and like have it be part of your collection. What is like an incredible fact about this cabinet is the fact that these doors used to actually be like parts of panels of a palace. Slowly open it. You can see that like this used to be attached to like a paneled wall of a beautiful palace, and that it's just insane how much history is in every single piece that we can see here. This, for example, is also from the 17th century, and it used to be like, it's also Roman, but it never was supposed to, like intended to be a shelf, but instead it was meant for like flower arrangements. So the designer just decided to put like a piece of cupboard inside and transform it into a shelf. And here we have also this like beautiful symmetric arrangements, and you can see that like the whole theme of this apartment is like really speaking to the old, telling the history and like story of this beautiful heritage home, but at the same time like really breaking it up. I love it. It just cannot get nicer than this. Another thing that is really beautiful, that is still original as well, much like the rest of the apartment, is this fireplace that is completely clad in marble. And if you have a look, you can see that it was completely made from one piece. And just like the attention to detail that they used to like have is just incredible. Like nobody does this these days. Or it would be really difficult to find anybody who can do something like that these days. And also this beautiful cabinet is also from the 17th century, and it is actually a Regency style. And this is like what is so beautiful about the Belle Époque style, and this is why this apartment is so cool, because this period, like I said, they didn't like reinvent something, but they just like choose different styles, like mix them together, and because of this, something like this really like perfectly integrates itself into the design story. Or just these chairs, like who gets to sit in a chair as beautiful as this? And if you have a look, even like the cutlery, everything speaks like to the royal history of this place and like the people who used to live here. Or just the tableware. And now we will also see another really cool thing that really like speaks to the history, because the people who used to live here always had a lot of like servants and maids helping them and like cooking for them, taking care of everything they needed. And this beautiful modern kitchen actually used to be the servants' kitchen. So let's quickly have a look. And yeah, it's just a modern, simple kitchen. It really like is like a very strong break from everything else you've seen. But actually it used to extend to the back. There used to be an elevator, and it would like extend to the bottom where you have like to the basement, where you have like a real giant kitchen. And that's where like the servants and maids of this house used to prepare the food, bring it up, and then just like bring it out of this magical chamber. So yes, let me show you. Basically you go inside here, and you have another magical door over here. And you just see this was like a very functional aspect that is not at all representative, that just speaks to the function and the necessities that you had like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Or also this beautiful carpet is also from Madrid, and you can again see the RFT, Real Fabrique de Tapis, which is just really, really cool. And let's go over there and check out the date it was made. Here you have the M again from Madrid, and you have 1949. So this is like the time it was made. And if you look at the quality, it looks absolutely fabulous. It's just beautiful flowers, beautiful like floral elements and motifs. Incredible. Another really cool like break from all of this like historical design language that was used is also these, I believe they're sconces. I think these are supposed to be lamps. We can try and turn them on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, another really break from the rest of the design language in this apartment are these beautiful, really modern sconces that really just give it like a really playful touch, and that like take the severity out of the design, because otherwise I think you can quickly, if you have like a beautiful historic building like this, it can quickly turn into like having everything like set in stone and not being able to have fun or like create like a playful scenery or atmosphere. And another really cool thing that we have is over here, that just antique lamp was placed against like a really gold black splash, and this just like really illuminates the place, creates a lot of really like warm, beautiful lighting, and just is a really unique position. These beautiful drapes that like seamlessly integrate themselves into the color palette. I'm not sure if they're original or not, but I would assume they are because of the fabric. This beautiful pot used to like, was one of those pots that would stand in like the representative entryways of like Venetian palaces, which I think is just incredible if you can have this like in your everyday dining room. This beautiful cabinet that we have standing in the hallway is also made from the same wood as the table that we've seen before, and you still have all of these beautiful silver details that even if you have a closer look at the details, you can just see how thoroughly like somebody took time to design them and like create them and have them exactly how it wants to have them. And also here in the entryway, another beautiful thing, we have an Art Nouveau 1930s really sleek, really beautiful marble sideboard. I love it. It's like a mix of marble, something like very like soft stone, but to me it's, even though it's stone, it seems more like a soft material because just of its like structure and the way that it looks and feels to me. And you have all of this like rustic and strong metal. It's very beautiful. This beautiful artwork was also used to hang in the theater, and you can just see how incredible it is. Or here's the second one. I think they're currently being sold. And also over here, we have another beautiful chandelier from Venice, Murano, but it isn't in the style of like Belle Époque and like classicist, but rather, other than that, it is Art Deco. So you can see like the floral leaves like hanging down and creating like this lush, beautiful atmosphere in this like little moment. Now, let's go inside the garden and have a look at a little surprise. And just like going onto the garden, you can just see these beautiful antique heritage knobs. So this garden actually used to be the reception of the bankier who was living here. I believe this was the entrance. And you can just really see these lush trees and like one plant planted growing out of the other. And it's just really vibrant and alive. And before, I saw some turtles here, but we have to find them. Yeah, I believe we... Oh, there it is. There's one of them. Oh, and there's a second. Look. You just have turtles living in your garden. Isn't that so sweet? Here's one of them. Here's the other one. Oh, hello. Hello, mister. And here you can also have a really beautiful look at the outside of the interior, which is also like in the style of the Belle Époque, and you can see what a representative building it is. And honestly, since in my days in Nice, I haven't seen a building that is more beautiful from the outside or from the inside, so it's a really incredible building. Or like the roses that are like arching over this beautiful and creating like an entryway. That's also really nice. After visiting the apartment, I got to use the elevator in the house to go up to the top floor. I was absolutely amazed by the beautiful glass ceiling dome in the building. Beautiful mosaic and an array of colors is at the tip of the dome. I just love all of the different shades of blue and orange and the beautiful mix of warm and cold colors. You can really see how the sun really illuminated all of the colors from the top. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe. I hope you learned something new and are inspired to try out something on your own. Thank you very much.